Hello all, Seriously's here. Welcome back to Placidlee Permadeath, and I am here at the crack of dawn at the settlement so that we can do some daylight building today at the settlement house. Settlement base house, I guess. The pathway here that we've built is built by hand. So are some of these buildings, like this one right here. It is not furnished. This one here, which is really just a nice display for one of the new wonder projectors with a planet in it. And up on the cliff, and the pathway I put in because I wanted to be able to find my way to important buildings like the office, the overseer's office. We are the overseer and we needed to make decisions now and then here. I've put a portal symbol and decal on here, sign, so that we know this is the office to head to. It's also got that sign. We've got that installed as well, to, if you can see it from a distance. Hopefully all those things plus the path will get you there. Something important to note, since we're going to be doing some building today, let's get into building, make sure I can. If you can't do building in your settlement, it might be because you teleported here. What you want to do is drop down a save beacon, make a save, and then all I got to do is go and reload that restore point right away, and you should be able to build again here. If you've been able to build, if you've extended your base borders into your settlement and you can build here normally, that's what you should do. Just do a reload while you're in the settlement. If you don't have a save beacon, drop one down. Alright, so what we're going to do today first is showcase a little bit of building of this pathway. Let's get into, alright, let's pick a piece, get into build camera. Now, easy enough to snap floors to floors, right? Well, that's not what we're going to show. How I built these pathways was not by coming in with the pathways from elsewhere. I used poles to extend the base, these sorts of pieces, either a wall or an archway, usually a half stone arch. I don't know why, I just find them easier to see than a wall for some reason. It's a unique piece of geography. It's not a lot of materials to build them. So that's how I extended my base. Then I put one of these underground so we can't see it, and deleted the one on the surface after I got that there. Then, while I'm in the base, somewhere within the limits of where I can build, let's get rid of that arch, I picked a floor piece like we just had, and I placed it on the floor. This way that ensures that it's basically as flat as it can be to the ground. Now you might get some of this grass respawn up through your pathway, but I find that's a small price to pay for not having NPCs that cannot get over your pathway. Even still, with a pathway like this, touching the ground, NPCs are going to trip, they're going to get stuck, they're going to walk sideways all over this thing. So what I have learned to do, or decided that I would like to do, is go to the stone ramp. Since I'm using stone, if you're using timber or alloy, use those maybe, or if you're using whatever, use whatever. But the stone one I think looks nice, and I just move it down so that it's going under the ground there, and that just gives it that extra little lip that these guys, these non-player characters, where were we and where did we build that? Oh, over here. Can go over. Walking up it like that versus, do we get stuck? Yeah, you see that little hiccup? We didn't have a hiccup going up the stairs. We just went up. So that really helps the NPCs, that extra little stairs. It's a lot more materials, especially on Permadeath. These stone ramps are 35 silicate powder each versus the floor. I've got to delete these anyway so we can see what the floor costs. Just 10. So let's delete that stairs. Not that we're going to be building a lot of silica powder today, hopefully, because what has been already built is behind the overseer's office here is the launch platform that your ship, or my ship, usually gets sent to when I teleport to the settlement. So I have built my house up behind it. Got a pathway leading to that. This is one of the settlement launch platforms. So is this. I have built these I guess, dust protectors around them and the cranes. So these are not natural formations. Don't expect these things at your settlement. Nor this staircase heading up to the house. So we're going to be, what time of day is it? It is not even 10 a.m. We're going to be in the shadow of this cliff most of the day anyway. So that's why I wanted to start early and maybe go over the pathway building. Look at the shadow there. We don't get a lot of daylight in this house, but it was overlooking the entire settlement on a cliff face. It wasn't going to get in the way of people launching their ships from any of these launch platforms. And yeah, I like it nestled there in against the cliff wall. So it's very sparse in here. It's going to be pretty dark. We're going to turn on our flashlight and take a quick tour of the empty space. Upstairs, I think if it's saved, I don't remember, I was experimenting with putting a bed in. Yeah, and I think it's looking pretty good. Now, I don't know why this turned green. It could be because I wire glitched it in. It probably is, but it should have been this stone color, the gray and blue. But yeah, interesting. It looks okay in green, I think. We do need more light in here, as you can see, the natural light when it's sort of dark. Without my flashlight pointing at it, let's get into build camera up here. And if I go to wire mode, my cursor becomes a sort of flashlight, so we can see what a little bit of extra white light looks like around here. But as you can see, if I stop moving around a bit, not too well lit over here, and that is going to be a problem inside here, because no matter what we do, getting a lot of light in the area. I mean, the lights that I've put in there, where are they? Where are those things? Oh, table lamps. That's about as much light as any of these give. See that warm glow on the wall there? We can put these in. That's a lot more light, but in a pretty much the same amount of area, and they don't look that great. And if I put it here, for example, first of all, it's not going to give any light because it's not turned on. Do we have the ability to give power? I have power somewhere nearby. At the top of the water tower, I think. Can I reach it from here? I can. Straight back through the window. No, too close. Oh, it's going over my starship. Okay, let's go out this window over to there, and then from there, we're going to delete these wires anyway, so we're just testing. If we want to get power into the house, we're going to need wires that get here. So yeah, that doesn't light the floor at all in front of the bed, even though it's such a bright light up here, which is the problem with these lights, with all the lights. No, not wire mode, this mode, delete mode, that also deletes that wire, but not this one. We'll delete that manually, and we should still have a connection up here. Yeah, great. Ooh, hello frigate. Support frigate. Wonder what its stats are. No, we're doing some building today, some decorating building. So let's try to figure out this lighting problem. I tried this thing, and it gives pretty good light in a similar sort of problem here. If I put it, say, here, it's pretty nice lighting up there, but none underneath on the floor. You see right around here we should be looking. When I moved my cursor away, that light, even though it's so bright up here, is not delivering anything. If I were to put this on the floor here, that's different. It does light up the floor when I move my cursor away. So, but not a lot. For how bright this is, not a lot. So let's see what we can do in here with some different lighting items. Oops, sorry. Cover my mouth while I talk. Way to go. different lighting items. I think all of these are basically the same. See if we put this on the wall, how much it does on the floor. Decent amount. Maybe we should have started at night if we're going to start with lighting, right? Oh well. It's dark enough in here. Like I said, we're in shadow half the day over this side of the mountain. Alright, bio lantern. You can sort of see what kind of color of light and the area of light when you're hovering the item over it. So these are good for local area, and it's a bit of a warmer light than those maybe. No, that's a warmer light. This is a brighter yellow light. Wall lights are fairly bright, and white light, but unless we're going to like make floor lights, they're not going to help us see like all the way around like a baseboard. I don't think they're going to help us see in here at night. You know, we might consider this though, strategically placing them in a couple of spots. We can shrink these and they should provide the same amount of light without actually being super bright. Like, see how it sinks into the texture there? Let's give that a try. Ooh, yeah, you know what? Completely hide this thing, almost. Like that. And that does not sink it into this wall, unfortunately. However, maybe what we could do is something similar to what we saw over there. And do we want to try one of these? We will snap these and say, I don't think it's going to work on the baseboard. No, you can't do that. But maybe we can snap in a short wall here. Yeah, see, we can put it in the window. Can we not put it down one? No, it's not going to let us put it... No, we can't put stuff in the wall there, unfortunately. Oh, well. It's worth a shot. And you know what? It's not as much light as I was expecting. We would have to wait for night to see. We could copy the light. Or just grab it again and try again over here where it is in shadow. We'll shrink it a bit, just like we did. Oh, that's interesting too. We could somehow actually put it in here. Like that, say. Although the angle changes. See that? There we go. Since this is the back of the base, it doesn't really matter that it's pointed out the back wall there. I think that's into the cliff wall and we can't see it. Okay, let's get out of there and turn our camera off. Yeah, that's actually a great amount of light, and it's below the eye line. Let's see what happens when we come upstairs here. Even if we're looking up, it's perfect. We're not going to see that bright light. That's what I'm trying to avoid. This is glaring bright light, shining lights in my eyes without the accompanying light on the floor and walls nearby. So we've got more of those cubby holes all along there. Let's get busy. Let's try adding some light in. We're out of carbon. Really? Okay. Well, what we are not out of should be condensed carbon. There's some there. And as you saw, we have oxygen at this base. Oh, I thought it said 500. No, we have 11. Ooh, that's why. We can turn oxygen into carbon. In fact, this is a double that was really fast. This is a double reactor. I want to see something. If I put some of that oxygen in here, what do we get? I think it's just more condensed carbon, though. It is. So we can duplicate our condensed carbon with oxygen if we run out of this to convert. Let's make some more while we're building. While light, we're going to shrink this thing. We don't have to shrink it all the way, but we may as well. If you see the light radius, it takes a long time to shrink. It does shrink with this thing. Yeah, that's about the size we had it. So let's try that. Get in close here, rotate it so it's straight with the priest we're connecting it to. There we go. Oh, that's completely rotated wrong. Oh, that's right, because we're on the 90-degree angle wall over here. Oh, this one is going to stick out the back, so let's bring this one. I don't want to shrink it. Let's bring it in a bit. Oh, I can see how much it's sticking out the back wall right now, actually, and it's about even, which is great. Okay. I think it's even a little further in than it is out, maybe. No, probably not. Let's try like that. And that is not one, and we cannot stick it underneath, but we can stick it inside of. So let's rotate this. Fairly straight. If I move it much more, it's not going to be... I moved it much more. Alright, let's try again then. I want to get this centered, but it doesn't have to be perfect, just not... That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Let's not worry about it more. Yeah, these don't make that much light. It's a shame. That is a shame. Now this one definitely sticks out a lot on the other side. It's completely open. That is pretty good, I think. Good enough. Good enough. Got another one over here. Does not look perfectly... Oops, wrong way. Oh no. Yeah, it's not going to be perfect then. Oh well. I could move these down into that so that lip isn't showing to be perfectly. Yeah, that's probably a better idea. Whoops, too late. Well, it's not. We could delete those. Alright, let's take a peek. It's nighttime. You know what? It's not perfect, but it's a lot better. This was like pitch black without your own personal flashlight on. And with it on, it still looks okay. That's why we pick colors, because you can turn your flashlight on. Oh, you know what we didn't try? Putting one of those lights in these vents. How does that look if we shrink these? It does not sink into the texture. Okay. These vents appear to be aesthetic. I can see through them. You can see outside, but they don't appear to be a physical hole like these things here are. Well, it looks to be all of them. Now we could put some in these windowsills here, but these ones are going to show up. Oh, they're not. Look at this. Nice. Let's even increase the size of that a bit. Get a bit more light. Whoops, we went all the way outside. Let's get back in here. There was one over here too. Any more windows or whoops places we can hide these things? No. In that case then we're gonna have to try something like this, because these do actually provide a lot of light. And we need even more carbon? Okay. Now, those are a bit yellow. You know what? Let's back out of build camera. Let's turn our flashlight off. Let's go downstairs so our character isn't here getting in the way. We gotta light the downstairs as well, but we're just gonna finish lighting upstairs today and see how that goes. There we go. Easier for me when I'm flying around in build camera when I use wire mode. Just gives me a green cursor to follow and light on that cursor. Okay, so we want to build one of these. We can shrink these. Yes? No? Yes. Good. Now the wire we want to face away from us if we want the light to face out towards us. So something like that. Now these are outdoor lights, so they're a bit silly to have inside, but let's see what we can do here and how they look. It's right on the corner. Something like that. Look how much light that's giving even down here. It's a little bit ridiculous. You know, it's not that bad. It's very yellow, but it's a great amount of light, and it's not. It is a bright light, but you have to get right underneath to look up at it. Huh. How small can we make these things? Oh, that's the melee button. That's not the moving button. Can we make the... And do they reduce their light radius when you make them smaller? Alright. Just an experiment. Maximum smallification. Okay. Yes, they do. Obviously, the radius is smaller. We can see the radius here is much bigger. It comes out to there-ish. But I was hoping we could get these to be like desk lamp. So you know what? These are sort of desk lamp sized. Bedside lamp. If they weren't nightstand lamps, if they were bedside lamps. These are appropriately sized. It's a little bit too much light for directly over a bed, though. Okay, I'm going to keep that one on the corner. Let me take another peek. On foot. This is where it matters. Another problem with these is they give a bit, well, they give fireflies, but I think they just showcase, you know, dust in the room. That's fine. But they give a bit of a mist effect that isn't there otherwise. See that glow effect on the edge of my character where it meets the light? Bit of fuzzy haziness. I don't mind it, but it does, it's something to be aware of. Alright, what other lighting options do we have here? We got the lantern, but it's so red. I mean, it's orange, but it's so orange it's red. And it is a lot of light. Like if we put this, if we were to hide this in the wall somewhere, for example. Well, we don't have to hide it in the wall. In fact, I want to be able to delete it. That whole corner of the room, the ceiling, everything. Well, what if we put one of these on the ceiling here? V, there we go. No, that did not light it. Well, a little bit. a little bit. You see there's a bit of orange in those panels there. It did sort of, oh, can we delete that? Oh no. Let's go through the window. Oh good, it's sticking up through the roof. Let's try a couple more lights, see what we can do. We could try signs, but I don't want those. These give also a fog, but it's very blue light. Well, not blue. Well, it's blue, but not blue like, what's the new item we got that gives some light? A robot head somewhere. It's in here somewhere. Have I not picked that up from the Quicksilver Synthesis Companion yet? Probably not. It was from one of the expeditions that we just did a Redux for. Yeah, anyway, there's a very bright blue light that comes from that. It's even brighter than the light from this thing. Well, it's more emitted. This is a very bright blue light. Speaking of lights, this lights up the whole room, or it looks like it would. What happens if we hang one of these on the ceiling above our bed? Alright, let's just place it and see how the lighting in the room gets. Oh, interesting. That does light up ceiling to floor. Look how much it lights up the floor. It's too blue, but that's the proper amount of light. If we had a white light, one of those, Alright, let's try deleting it without going outside. Actually, let's try moving it and shrinking it. That did not reduce its lighting effect on the floor or distance. That's interesting. It's very good to know. But you can see it does have reflection, like the couch blocks it. If I put it on the couch, the front of the couch is not lit, despite how much area is being lit. Alright, also good to know. Let's just get that deleted then. Oh, there they are here. They were in this tab. Construct skull. See how much of a spotlight that is? And I can rotate it so the spotlight faces in different directions. But again, it's a blue light. So if I want the couch to be lit up, it has to get close. It's not as bright as the Titanic trophy. This is better, but bluer. No light on the hand, I don't think. Oh, no, but it's got smoke. Oh, good to know. Cool, cool. No, we don't have time for daylight here, do we? This is the piece that I used to make the bed, if you're wondering. I shrank it down quite a bit. Let's take a peek at that since we're up here already. I'll turn my flashlight on. There we go. So we just got two of those covered silo pieces to look like sheets. Fit together, shrunk down to be about a person size. We got some concrete pillows. What are those things called? Since we're doing building, let's show those off. Should be on the right tab. Cement bags that are colored properly. We have the carpet, rolled canvas at the end of the bed there. Whoops. And a couch as well to block off the techie parts. Oops, keep hitting the wrong button. Of this item here we used for the bed. The covered silo, as you can see, if we do shrink that down again, so we can place one, and we rotate it, you can see these sort of jet engine things, and I did not want those to be what I'm sleeping on, so that's not what I'm sleeping on. It's actual bed. These are just, it's a nice tan quilt. All right, that's about it. I just wanted to try to get some lighting done so that I can get some building done. We'll eventually do like a full tour of the settlement, but this is what I've been up to in my off time on Placidlee Permadeath, and I thought I'd take you along for the ride. I couldn't see in here, and that was the thing that was limiting me. The structure was easy to build. What was not easy to build, and I'm very, very happy with the structure. Flashlight off, there we go. But it was very hard to get anything going on inside. Pretty happy with the lighting solution we came up with today. And that's it for today. Until next time, everybody, have a good time.